It's Friday, March 8th, 2024, and listen, I've got 3 best bets on the way. We are on a 6-1 hot streak in the channel. Yesterday, we swept the board. Can we do it again? Let's find out with these picks. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as you just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Like I mentioned yesterday, 3-0 day, baby. Shout out to the streets, let's get it. And truthfully, these were no sweat bets, really. We cashed in on UAB. That line completely moved. That's why you got to be tapped into the video and the Discord group because I put out these picks early. That line opened up at 1.5, 2. Guess what? By game time, it was all the way at 8.5, but didn't matter because they still covered. Oakland covered, no sweat bet there. Then Dennis Shooter gets us over the hump with 8 assists there as well. So 3 best bets, 3 winners on the card for Thursday. Can we do the same thing again today? We'll find out. Look at our year-to-date record right here. That's exactly what we need. Now back at 500 for the month of March, and let's see if we can keep that momentum going. If you've been enjoying these videos and I've been making you some money, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, as we'll have more winners all March long for March Madness and some more tournament action. Now let's dive into these winners. For my first best bet of the day, we are going to head to the SoCon Conference as it's the first round, and we've got 2 teams that are placing off the 8th seed and the 9th seed, as we have the Mercer Bears taking on the Citadel here. And for me, I'm going to go with Mercer -3.5, -120 odds. Now, this is just really a fade on the Citadel. They're just not that good of a team this year, and I'm not a big fan of just like military schools in general because, I mean, they're not there really to hoop, right? They're there to really serve our country. 11-20 on the year is the record for the Citadel. They finished the conference 3-15 and dropped 3 of their last 4 games. Now, Mercer split the regular season series with this team, but they only lost by 2 points on the road against the Citadel matchup. And then when they played them at home, they won that game by 9. Overall, I just think Mercer is the much better team here. They ended off their season on a good run. We love to see that, winning 7 of their last 11 games. Each of those games also covered by the 4-point spread, so that's what we like to see. Mercer scores majority of their points inside off of 2-pointers. Well, guess what? The Citadel, their defense sucks at guarding the inside. 325th 2-point defense for the Bulldogs or the Citadel for me. So because I like that matchup for the Mercer in the first round, I think they're the better team. I think they're well coached. I think this is just a team that also has tournament experience, used to winning. The Citadel is not really a team that really does any action inside the SoCon. I'm very familiar with the SoCon Conference. I went to Chattanooga, so I've been following this conference for about 10 years pretty heavily now. And for me, I just like the form that the Mercer team is in. And they picked up some key wins down the stretch that actually gives me confidence in this matchup. They beat Furman, one of the top teams in the conference, on the road. They also beat Sanford, another top team in the conference, but that game was at home. They also beat UNCG at home, and that was on the last 5 games of the season. So there's just good momentum heading into this tournament for this Mercer Bulldogs team. And for me, I just don't think that the Citadel is going to be able to get it done. Not overthinking it here. Just go with Mercer -3.5. If you want to look at the numbers in more depth, be my guest. But listen, this team has been hot over the last stretch of the season, and I like the form that they're in. And guess what? This game's on a neutral floor as well, so I think the advantage goes to the better team. So give me the Mercer Bears to cover this 3.5-point spread as our first best bet of the day. Now, second best bet of the day, we're going to go to another big key matchup that's going on today, and we're going to go to the Mountain West Conference, and we're going to go to San Diego State and Boise State, and we're going to go with the under 137.5, -120 odds on FanDuel. Now, I really like this matchup because of what is going on in the Mountain West Conference. This is the last game of the regular season for these teams, but let me give you kind of like a breakdown of what the bracket looks like right now. The number 1 seed is Utah State right now at 13-4 in conference, but they haven't clinched the number 1 seed just yet. Why? Because Nevada is right behind them at 12-5 in conference, only 1 game behind. But guess who's also 12-5 in conference? Boise State. But guess who also is 12-5 in conference? UNLV. So there's really 3 teams right now tied for second place in the Mountain West, and all these teams have 1 game left. And Utah State, they definitely don't have an easy matchup as they have to play New Mexico in their final game tomorrow. Now, San Diego State is right beneath all these teams at their 5th seed right now at 11-6 in conference. So they're about 2 games back from first place. But if they win today, they can propel themselves all the way up to maybe the 2 or 3 seed, depending on what happens in the other games. And then also New Mexico is right behind San Diego State at 10-7 in conference. So if San Diego State lose this game, they can drop all the way back down to the 6th seed. So there's a lot at stake for the San Diego State team, and they're at home today. That's why they're favored by about 7.5 points of the spread. I just can't lay that many points because both of these teams know what's at stake in this matchup. So because of that, I think defense is going to prevail at the end of the day. San Diego State has gone under in 4 straight games, and that's really due to the fact that they knew they've had to win some key games down the stretch, and they're going to let their defense do the majority of their talking. They've gone over the last few games, but in their last 5 games, they've gone under in 2 of the last 5. It's pretty even across the board in terms of their over-under splits on the year. San Diego State is 14-4 to the over and under, and 7-7 at home. Meanwhile, Boise State is 6-5 to the under away from home. So for me, I just think that there's, because of what's at stake in this matchup, it's going to be a more of a slower grind pace of a matchup today. And then also keep in mind that these two teams also went under the first time that they played. That final score of that game was a 67-66 win for Boise State at home. So this is kind of like a revenge angle as well for San Diego State. So I expect them to come out hard today, pick up the win because of what's at stake for them to move up in the conference standings, and then kind of let the other teams kind of see what happens and see if they can move into that number 2, number 3 seed, because you definitely want to move up from that 4 or 5 seed. So this way you can get that bye in that Mountain West Conference tournament, which is going to start early next week. So for me, take San Diego State on the under here. We've seen both of these teams go under. They're both slower paced. Teams. San Diego State is ranked 248th in adjusted tempo. Boise State's ranked 33rd in defensive efficiency, while San Diego State is ranked 9th in defensive efficiency. Boise State does not give you any second chance buckets. They're the number 1 team in college basketball in terms of allowing the least amount of offensive rebounds. So for me, I think it's going to be a grinded out game, slow pace, and a very tough place to play like San Diego State is. And guess what? San Diego State also gives about 9 points per game less at home than they do on the road. So give me the under 137.5 as our second best bet of the day. Now, our third and final best bet of the day, we're going to go to the NBA for a player prop. This kind of formula has been working good for us. College basketball plays, 1 NBA player prop. Hopefully we can run it back again today. So we're going to go with Paolo Banchero over 21.5 points, minus 128 odds on FanDuel. You can play 22.5 as well. I really like this matchup because ever since he missed those 2 games with the illness, Paolo Banchero has came back and he's been on a tear. He's gone over this total in 4 straight games, scoring 29 points, 22 points, and 25 points. You love to see that. But he's also getting the volume as well. You guys know I'm a big fan of the volume. 16 field goal attempts or more in each of the last 4 games. And even though he is playing a defensive-minded team like the Knicks, I do like the matchup that he does have because the Knicks do struggle a little bit in guarding forwards. We've seen this recently in some of the recent forwards that they played. Brandon Ingram had 24 points against them. Kuminga had 25. DeAndre Hunter had 22. Jaylen Brown had 30. But Banchero also played the Knicks last month. He dropped 36 points on them on an efficient 15 of 20 from shooting from the line. So for me, I think that Banchero can repeat that performance tonight at the Garden. You know, a lot of players love to show it at the Garden. They love to play hard in New York. And Paolo Banchero's also shown that he's been able to score on the road this year. He's gone over this total in 17 of the last 22 games on the road. So that's a 62% hit rate in road games in terms of going over this total. So give me Paolo Banchero to get some buckets today. Over 21.5 points. It is a low total in that Knicks game. So don't play it up to about 23, 22.5 is kind of like my last number, my threshold there. But I think he should be able to score today, considering the fact that the Knicks have struggled to guard forwards because of kind of the size that they have, and also because some of the injuries that they've been dealing with. So I think Paolo Banchero and the Magic can be competitive in this matchup today, even maybe pick up the outright win. And if that's the case, then you know he's going to be a focal point of that offense. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners dropped to you real quickly on the channel. We've got to go quick today. But listen, there are games that are going on throughout the entire day because of conference tournament time. If you want some of those winners, make sure you click the free link in the description so this way you can join that Discord group. But give me the Mercer Bears minus 3.5. Also, keep in mind that game starts early. It's around like 4 or 5 o'clock tip time in that Mercer game. So make sure you guys get that pick in early. Boise State, San Diego State under 137.5 is a late night winner for you guys. And then Paolo Banchero over 21.5 points against the Knicks at the Garden to wrap us up. For more of my best bets and picks and plays, I want to see you back here on the channel tomorrow. Share this video with somebody that you know is a sports bettor, so this way we can continue to crush the books together. And as always, dictate your fate. Get to that cheddar. I'll see you tomorrow. Later, gang.